What up, peeps? It's your boy Heckin Steve. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing some game hunting. Gonna go to 3 spots. First up, we're going to Gamers Alley, the local shop. Now these games, I've got to get them resurfaced over there at Gamers Alley because they are just too scratched up. They have a really good machine there. They got the one that like sits on the floor and comes up like 4 or 5 feet in the air. It can make a disc that looks like total crap perfect again. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this on camera or whatever, but this thing is looking rugged. Maybe I'll take a photo of it and I'll put that on. Let's get it started. So this week I'm mostly focused on collecting original Xbox games, but I wanted to go ahead and do like a little miniature tour of the store, show you guys all the cool stuff that Scott has down there at Gamers Alley. Right now we're looking at, the Switch case. This is mostly new stuff or like high dollar stuff. They do have another section that's not locked up in the cage, but like look at these handhelds right here. We got the Pikachu, we got the Black Edition. Oh man, it's just like so much cool stuff in there. Look, Ruby CIB, we got Crystal CIB, tons of loose ones, including some Japanese copies of Gold up there. If you're a Pokemon fan, dude, I mean, they pretty much have everything you want. Look, you got the big box Soul Silver CIB, we got Platinum. I mean, they're just stacked, like well stocked down there at Gamers Alley. Tons of 3DS stuff if you're looking to shop for there. And this is in Gastonia, North Carolina. I had to look at the Sega Saturn games for my boy, the Pickin' Preacher. I know he's collecting and stuff, so hopefully he sees that and maybe he'll see something he likes. You can also buy from their website, gamersalley.com. The prices are, retail and stuff, but, that's to be expected when you're supporting a local business. I mean, just look at this PS2 collection, man. They got all the dot hacks, Valkyrie Profile 2, we got Suikoden. I mean, dude, like, if you're an RPG fan, you're in heaven right here. And this pretty much is video game and figure heaven because they have a lot of toys and collectibles as well, which I'll show here in just a little bit. But they recently got damn near an entire PlayStation 1 library traded in. Of course, I don't think everything is still there because that was a couple weeks ago. But I mean, look, you got Tron Bond peeking out back there. We got a greatest hits of Silent Hill. You got the thick boxes of Arc the Lad, Lunar. I mean, dude, it's stacked, man. They got some Japanese imports there. All kinds of cool stuff. Rayman for the PS1, surprisingly an expensive game. I did not know that. It's in the 60 plus range. Now we got some NES stuff. Now a lot of this they've had for a little while, but like, look at that, dude. They got the Flintstones game. I mean, what? It's almost overwhelming. Like how am I supposed to have Chrono Trigger? Gotta have Chrono Trigger, right? Harvest Moon there. We got a couple of copies of Earthbound right here. Speaking of Earthbound, look, they got a CIB Earthbound there. That's sick. And then, of course, you got some other complete in-box. Then we got some complete in-box N64 stuff, which is always awesome to see. Now, here you go. Here's some figures, though. These are the OG, like, Star Wars figures from, like, the late 70s, early 80s. Made by Kenner, I believe. I know some of them were made by Kenner. Maybe that wasn't who made them the whole time, but I mean, dude, it's nerd heaven, dude. And then we got amiibos here. Now, this is towards the front of the store. And then I'm going to pan over to the right here, show you some other stuff. And I didn't even film everything that they have because it would literally take me like all day to do that. But we got some Power Ranger stuff, which, by the way, I think it's August 18th. They've got one of the actresses that played the Yellow Ranger in the store for a signing. So if you're in town, you should come check that out. We got look at that Millennium Falcon up there. Oh my god. I'm over here about to spooge. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures. I mean, it's just a gorgeous store. And then there's plenty of Transformers, plenty of G.I. Joe. Scott is an 80s kid, so he's got plenty of that stuff stocked for you. We got Power Rangers figures. There's even more of those in the back. There's wrestling figures too, which I didn't film. Now we're over here at GameStop, and they freaking had a silver PS2 in stock for $90. Of course, it's a little scratched on that one part of the top. But I might end up buying that next week if it's still there. And we got some Switch lights. I love the Switch light. I've been thinking about buying a yellow one. even though I have an OLED. I love the Switch Lite. I don't know why. I think it's like the cutest little handheld ever. But here we are at Best Buy. Now, they didn't even have really a lot of video games to pick from. There's Mirage right there for the series. At first, I couldn't find it for the PlayStation, but I did end up finding it later. And then we got this Switch section here with Little Friends Puppy Island. Like, what? How come they don't ever have Kitty Island? That's what I want to know. And then these things, these little controllers and stuff. Can someone explain to me why this thing right here is $90 fucking? But anyways, that's all the footage that I got as far as like game hunting goes. And let me show you what I got. All right, peeps, back home now. So Gamers Alley was able to fix up these discs. They look flawless, especially the Metal Gear. You know, I showed you the before photo, and now you get to see the after photo. I mean, it basically looks brand new. There's like one tiny scratch left on it, but to go from like 95% damaged to like 5% damage is a huge improvement. I went to Best Buy last, and I actually was able to find the PS5 version of Assassin's Creed Mirage. So I got this for $14.99 plus tax after using the $10 certificate, and the game was on sale for $24.99. Pretty excited to play this one since it's like, I think it's like the newest one, right? Other than Shadows, which is coming out later this year. At GameStop, I didn't get anything video game related, but I did get these two Elite Trainer boxes. They had a buy one, get one 40% off. So I bought those. I didn't get anything too special as far as cards go. But yeah, it was still cool. And yeah, so now let's look at the games that I got from Gamers Alley. And they're all original Xbox games. So first up, we got Max Payne. A very fun ass kicker game, shooter game. It's like Dead to Rights. You know, the slow motion bullet time and all that. So yeah, this is really cool. And this one was CIB. So that's dope. And we got Test Drive here. Man, I haven't played this game since it like came out, and I think I've only played the PS2 version, but this one was also CIB. And yeah, I don't have an original Xbox yet, but it's on the way. I was able to actually track one down with one of my resellers that I buy from, and he sold me one for, I think around, yeah, it was $45 plus shipping. So when you think about price charting, they're like, I think 77 or $80, somewhere around in there. So I mean, that was the best deal I could find on an original Xbox. And I'm getting a Duke controller, which is fine with me because I actually like the Duke controller. This, we got Blitz the League. You know, football season is right around the corner. I'm picking up College Football 25 next week. But this game is fun. Speaking of football, I already had this for the PS2, but this version is far superior. ESPN's NFL 2K5. The reason is because the Xbox has a hard drive in it. And so whenever you were actually playing your games during halftime, there would be this like little ESPN like breakdown of the highlights. And they would actually show like video footage of your replays and stuff, which I thought was really sick. But you don't get that on the PS2 because it doesn't have the storage for it. But this still one of the best football games ever made, if not the best. But it's looking like that College Football 25 game is going to be pretty awesome. So we'll see how that goes. Another one that I had for PS2, I went ahead and picked up on OG Xbox. Because, you know, the OG Xbox typically had the best version of every game because of the hardware. It was the most superior of the three of that generation. Of course, the PS2 was just more convenient with the DVD player and stuff, so it sold much better. But Enter the Matrix, this has to be one of the best movie video games ever made. It actually continues the story of the Matrix Reloaded movie, where you follow Ghost and Niobe, which are, you know, played by Jada Smith, and I don't know that actor's name, but very sweet, man. It's got like actual like film footage and stuff too, deleted scenes or, you know, stuff you haven't seen. So yeah, highly recommend picking this one up. And this is a sleeper game, dude. Like only $6.99. That's a sleeper. Here's another multi-plat game, True Crime Streets of LA. This game got me into the band Taproot. I think I've actually said that in a video before. Also CIB. This game's just really fun. I like being a cop, and you know, it's kind of ridiculous. It's like a ridiculous version of Grand Theft Auto, I think. But I'm sure everybody knows about this game. If you don't, you should definitely check this one out, and it goes for cheap too. And we've got, well, you know, if you're familiar with Xbox in general, especially the original Xbox, it was a big system for racing games. And this was the birth of a franchise here, Forza Motorsport. I've never actually played the original, so I wanted to pick this one up and give it a shot. But yeah, also CIB, and all these games are in great shape too. Like, they all look really good. And I'm excited to give this one a try. I love simulation racing games, and I do like the Horizon series too, which is more arcadey. But yeah, it would be nice to go back and see how Forza started. It looks like they've got over 50 manufacturers in the game, so I mean, hell yeah, as long as they got the Chevy Corvette, I'm down. Now we've got another racing game, Burnout Revenge. So, man, do yourself a favor. I love arcade racing games like this, especially ones that are, you know, detailed with crashes and shit like that. Like Split Second is another great video game well, it's not really a franchise, it's just that one game. Or like Need for Speed Underground. I really wish they would like reboot Underground. Like, I think that was the best ever for Need for Speed. But yeah, we got CIB. This is fantastic. I have Takedown on the PS2, but yeah, I'm gonna be playing a lot of original Xbox here in the next week or so. So I gotta have me some games, and I already have me a decent stack of games, but now I got me 2 decent stacks of games. And then the final game that I got was Advent Rising. This is a, I thought it was an exclusive for Xbox. It might be on PC as well. Play and Win, $1 million. I don't remember that, but it's kind of weird to see like Xbox Live advertised in purple here. But I remember really enjoying this game as a kid. It's like a, I don't want to say it's like Mass Effect, because I haven't played Mass Effect enough to know, but I know it's a space shooting game, third person. But I just remember it being really good, and I don't remember exactly what happens at the end of the story in the game, but I do remember that it made me emotional. So it will be cool to check this one out again and try to, you know, recapture that experience that I got as a young gamer, if you will. But yeah, that concludes the video for this week, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.